The AMD FX-4100 was the Bulldozer quad-core variant for that generation, that architecture. And well, while that released back in something like, I believe, 2012, it's 2018 now, and some people still have that sort of stuff. You might be seeing it pop up online in Craigslist, eBay, something like that, and you might be wondering, how good does it do if, like, for example, you're wanting to do a budget build? Well, let's get to it. We're gonna test it in a bunch of games. Hey guys, Chris with Coalition Gaming here, back with another video. So the FX-4100, that was in a motherboard that was given to me by a friend. If you guys want to see the video when I got that, it'll be linked right up here. I decided to finally put it to the test. We have Fortnite, Battlegrounds, Realm Royale, Battlefield 1, Rainbow Six Siege, ready to go for you guys. Just a little bit on that is, well, it was a quad core, as some people call it. Well, it has 4 cores. It has 2 modules. Each module is 2 cores sharing 1 floating point unit. So depending on a person's definition of what a core is, that some people might call that a glorified dual core. Cluster-based multi-threading or cluster multi-threading, CMT, was what AMD used back in the Bulldozer days. And Intel and now AMD currently use SMT, simultaneous multi-threading. And well, cluster-based multi-threading obviously didn't really work out all that well, but that worked in modules, stuff like that. And this dual module, quad core, whatever, unit was probably one of the weakest ones of the bunch. Now, if you really were to go into gaming back then, most people these days would recommend the 6 core variants, even the 8 core variants. The FX-6350 that came later on was a pretty good one for what it was, and then the 8350, 8370, and so forth. Now, I did overclock this CPU to 4.6 gigahertz. It was just a quick and dirty multiplier overclock, and it did it super easy on the stock cooler, which was even more interesting. Temperatures were pretty much fine, but it was an open air test bench that it was in. So let's get right to it. Let's get to those benchmarks. All benchmarks ran at 1680 by 1050, which should be decently representative of 1080p performance. The GPU used was a GTX 970 on the latest driver. That's the EVGA 970 for the Win Plus variant. And we have 16 gigabytes of HyperX Savage DDR3 1600 megahertz RAM at 1600 megahertz. Cinebench. We have a stock score of 270, single core score of 81, even more ugh. And at 4.6 gigahertz, we got a 346 on the multi, so a decent improvement, and a 103 score on the single, also a decent improvement. That puts single core IPC on par with first gen Intel Core i series, which is, well, by the time the CPU came out, Sandy Bridge was about to come out, if not already out, and well, that was a pretty chunky improvement over first gen. So considering this was at first gen overclocked, it's not really good. Battlefield 1 in a 64-player online match at the low preset, we gave an average FPS of 31.2, a 1% low of 15.2, and a 0.1% low of 9.8. Now, the CPU overclocked to 4.6 gigahertz didn't really change the performance numbers enough to make them worth mentioning. The CPU bottleneck was the worst in this game, letting the graphics card only get up to about 30% utilization. Needless to say, all games in this test and all of these tests were all CPU bottlenecked, but you know, let's keep going. Rainbow Six Siege on the medium preset, we have an average FPS of 127.2, a 1% low of 72.3, and a 0.1% low of 36.6. Now, those 1% and 0.1% lows signify that this game ran very smooth, and ultimately, this is probably one of the best running games that you can get in the setup like this. Overwatch on the high preset, we get a 74.2 average FPS, 1% low of 37.3, and a 0.1% low of 5.6. The 1% low signifies a pretty decently smooth running game, great FPS on high given the hardware. Realm Royale at the highest preset, we have an average FPS of 101.6, 1% low of 8.8, and a 1% low of 37.3. I expected this game to run smoother than it did, like Siege, but overall, it still did pretty good. That 1% low of 37.3 does give it a pretty good smoothness rating, in my opinion. Battlegrounds on an optimized medium preset. We have a average FPS of 65.6, a 1% low of 14.1, and a 0.1% low of 2.3. Now, Pubg ran surprisingly well, and it was decently playable despite the less than stellar 1% and 0.1% lows. But like I said, surprisingly, the FPS on this game, the average FPS at least, that got me. I don't know, but it seemed to do decently. They managed to even get a kill. But the game ran, and it ran surprisingly well. Fortnite on the medium preset. Average FPS of 120.1, 1% low of 31.9, and a 0.1% low of 0.7. Now, Fortnite ran incredibly well, despite that 0.1% low. That 1% low was very solid, and it was smooth and enjoyable, I guess. What else can you say? So those are the benchmarks. The FX-4100, in my opinion, is pretty much a no-go, but in the current market, if you were to buy like a used build that had it. But I mean, I guess if you get a really good deal on it and you're looking at playing esports titles, it still does pretty good. Even in Pubg, it did decently, so you can dabble in some higher quality games. But games like Battlefield 1, which are a little bit more optimized for the current gen multi-core architecture, it just won't work very well on them. So you will come across games, if you have one of these or get one of these, that aren't going to run good, especially if they require multi-core stuff. But for the most part, games are still getting there, so you'd be probably decently okay in 80% of games out there, if not more. If you're looking to play older games, it should do just fine. And I imagine the motherboards are probably getting pretty expensive for these, but again, it's not something I'd recommend for budget builds. It is something that you could get if you find it cheap, but it is the first gen of the FX series of the Bulldozer architecture. It is a quad core. It would be recommended to go with a higher core, at least newer version of it. Maybe instead of Bulldozer, find a pile driver variant like the X50 ones, the ones that end in 50. And well, I mean, I guess that's all there is to say about it. The benchmarks speak for themselves. Battlefield 1 says a lot about where the CPU will be in terms of modern performance with modern games and, well, modern optimized games. But yeah, this is the FX-4100 in 2018. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below if you still have this processor or if it's a processor that you liked. I don't know. If you guys like this video, click that thumbs up. Subscribe, we always got more coming. We have a merch store, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, and we got a bunch of shirts. Not this one, this is a one-off, but a few others. And support there helps us out, and that keeps us going, making more videos for you all. So we'd love to make these videos, always more coming. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next video. Also, don't forget to tune in Wednesdays at 8 p.m. for our weekly streams. Most of the time it's games, sometimes it's other stuff. So stay tuned, you'll see. Hit that sub button. Peace out, everybody. Bye. The AMD FX-4100 was the quad-core Bulldozer, oops,